Hi, thanks for checking out my video. Today, we're going to be painting on a wood baseball bat. I think the paint's still wet. Cover the face. Show the bat. And cue that cheesy intro. So I just finished up a commission where I am creating one-of-a-kind paintings on wood bats that are then varnished and sealed and actually able to be used to hit. I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the time lapse and kind of walk you through the process of how this bat was created. The drawing here, we got an area taped off, and we're going to be using some acrylic paints with our color palette. So we got acrylic paints here. Start with some alizarin crimson, which is sort of like a cool red with a little violet in it. Don't need much paint for the bat. Got some titanium white here. Go with some black. Got some naphthol red light, which is a little bit more of an orange, so it's a little warmer red. Some cad red light. I'm going to go with a little bit of burnt umber here. Ultramarine blue and a phthalo blue. I got a little bit of yellow on here, but I don't think I'm going to need it, so I'm not even going to put it out right now. Alright, so this reference that we're using is actually a painting that I already did. I want to make sure my hands are clean. Brushes that we're using, just various synthetic brushes, one or two natural hair brushes. Synthetic brushes are a little bit smoother, so probably better for what we're doing today. Grab a little bit of a larger brush because we want to cover some area here. And the idea here is that I want to put a pretty bright background behind him. And one of the things about painting a surface like this, which needs to be smooth, I don't think I really need these headphones, but it's kind of a way to silence the noise of the background. But in my original painting, there's a moon behind him, sort of like a foggy grayish blue sky, which I think is gonna nicely kind of set the character off from the bat. So having that really light value there is gonna be good, I think. All right, and we're off. Let's get going on this thing. So I'm just filling in some of the background, starting out with the background. I think that's probably the best move, as it is the least intimidating, and I guess you might say the least important, because, well, just by the nature of it, it's a background. I want to cut over to show you the company that I am doing these custom wood bats for. We're calling these the Artist Series. They're limited edition. Actually, they're single edition bats because they're one of a kind. The company that I'm working with, collaborating with, is Caliburn Bat Company, which is a local company to me. They're located in Illinois, not far from where I am, and I have quite a bit of history with the company. It's owned by a friend of mine who, he obviously makes wood bats, and we coached together for a long time. So I've played baseball my entire life, and well, not at the tail end of my entire life, but as a youngster, I played all the way up through high school, and then I became a high school coach, and this is the head coach of our high school team. And he became interested in creating his own wood bat. So he was turning his own bats. I designed the branding, the logo. A lot of what you're seeing here on his website is stuff that I've done. You can see that the Joker bat is the one that happened before Spiderman. And check out this site, caliburnbats.com, for custom bats ready to ship. He's got a new and improved website here, so you can come in here and look at special occasion bats. They're maple bats, again, all custom, and you can kind of see. Looks like they're sold out of this Fireforge Java stain. So you better jump on some of these things because they don't last forever. I'm browsing through the site too because it's been a while since I've actually got a chance to take a look at it. Again, it's CaliburnBats.com is the company, and we're working on this artist series, limited edition bats. So as we continue with our Spider-Man painting here, we can talk a little bit about the technical aspects of what I'm doing. Again, as you heard in the beginning, I'm using acrylic paints. It's a fairly straightforward palette. It's a couple of different warm and cool reds and blues that I'm mixing up. I think the big challenge of doing a piece like this is working on an object that's in the round, and I think that's a challenge that a few artists have to deal with. If you're a tattoo artist, this is something obviously that there's a challenge you have to face. So what I did was I sketched this thing out, planned it, and made what would be the equivalent of a tattoo stencil where I could transfer my drawing onto the surface of the bat to make sure that the scale was correct, to make sure that it reads well from certain angles, because if it's in the round, you can really only see it from one flat plane at a time, and then the other two planes kind of wrap around the other side. So you want to make sure that your focal point is on that plane, and I'm working mostly with the acrylic paints, and then I use a little bit of some ink pens, like a Micron pen, which actually goes really nice over the dried acrylic. At the end of the process, the bat will be sealed with a varnish. It will be sprayed with several coats of protected finish to harden the outside and allow you to actually use the bat for hitting, which is what a bat is for. Again, this is a maple bat. It will have the branding placed onto it. It'll have something engraved on there so you can have it personalized. You can put the player's name, the player's number. It's going to have the Caliburn Bat Company logo on it, which is also designed by me, so I guess that's pretty cool. We're on brand, we're on point here. And as we're kind of moving forward throughout the painting, I'm bouncing back and forth between adding some highlights, and really a lot of it is smoothing things out without letting the paint get too thick. That's another one of the challenges. So one is working in the round, and two is not allowing the paint to build up too thick. You want it to be smooth to the touch as much as possible. And I had taped off a little section there to make sure that I didn't put any kind of detail in the area where the person's name is going to go. And we're kind of wrapping up toward the end of the painting here. I'm going to go ahead and throw a signature on there, and then we're just going to kind of walk through the finished product, which I'm really pleased with the way that the bat turned out. It's cool. I mean, so far it's been approved by my family. I showed everybody around the house. So we'll cut to a couple, an image of the overall completed bat, and that'll pretty much do it for me. So see you next time.
Thanks for watching. There's a little button that they put on the laptop or something, and then they say click it, and then you can never even miss a video.
That's if you subscribe.